Return obviously attempted that dive, but KSA's desuited presently, so it's oh man, and obviously he's sent back to spawn. So Vancouver.
All right, he's finally able to deal with Gangnam Jin. Is it enough though to open things up? It looks like it might be.
Yeah, Chris attempted a resurrect there, but was cut down by Rolf. The Bob doing a lot of work though. Shockwave can't do too much to prevent that damage. Inaki gets a free self-destruct here in a moment. Pretty handy. Gargoyle though caught without his shield available. Kaka steps up though with half health. I think it just gets nuked.
Yeah. Shockwave TPs to the high ground. That'll be the second tick. Now the EMP comes through.
I mean, yeah, they have to use Fate to try and touch here, and the Titans were ready for it. Dalton just hits a fat EMP as the Mayhem try and stall things out. Still, the point is contested. Shockwave's a little low now, and Hyperspheres bounce around the corner to catch him in the Resurrect on Fate. That's a huge tempo Resurrect here for the Mayhem. They're back in the fight, and they're back in control.
And they use a nano boost onto Yaki to even give him more damage and durability up in the sky. The Titans a last chance. They just need one tick, so not the end of the world here for Vancouver. They could do this.
High ground controlled for Gargoyles there, and Kaka got blown up. It's the damage boosted Ash Mat. That really hurts. And now a nano boost as well. BQB, all of the resources being dedicated to him, and he gives a good account of himself, makes it worthwhile. Drops down now, and Rolf, yeah, got headshot briefly by him there. The damage is available for the Florida Mayhem here, and the Titans don't have the coverage to pressure BQB out. So many layers of protection, but the key damage deal is on Florida, and they will hold here. I mean, Yaki wins a 1v1. Rolf is in deep trouble. I mean, yeah, he's gone. I mean, Yaki just opened that up on his own map.
But you can kind of see this happening with the way the compositions were shaking out already. Like, they were going to get forced off of this high ground. Just a lot of extra damage, even extra durability, right? With the Sigma being able to lead way with the Kinetic Grasp and extra shielding. You're just going to get walked down and pushed back off that ledge, which opens up that whole cross of the map. I mean, for the Florida Mayhem.
The whole point you have Diva for KSA is so you can try and shut down Yaki flanking and killing your Ana. That didn't happen. KSA was not able to do anything about Yaki, who just walked in and got 2 kills.
The front line, they're just going to lose the point, it seems like.
Yeah, once again, Shockwave bowled over by Yaki as he just comes in. Sticky Bomb is there, and of course the Focusing Blast isn't far behind it. They'll force Dalton away, who's extremely low as it is. Fade had to be used there by Rolf, and it's all defensive cooldowns that the Titans have to use right now. And this doesn't look much different from Numbani, Matt. Again, Florida play, double shield with the Ash, and they just walk up and dare the Titans to fight them. The upper bridge here, and yeah, chase down he's going to be. Now KSA has to really try and stall with very little health. Winston's back though. Shredlock returns to the fight.
PQB will take out Karkar. Now they can come back stronger. Gargoyle over on the Diva, pushes all the way through the point. Now you have Fate back on the Arisa. Now they can start to make progress on the point. Gets into the corner. Gargoyle take out one. Gargoyle gets up to the high ground on the Diva with the Supercharger. Gets another. And it looks like Florida Mayhem should be able to take this. People on the spawn for the Titans. That'll be a point B take, 1 minute and 34 in the bank.
Is so interesting for Vancouver, especially. Shockwave's forced away by Sigma. He's going to get chased down by Yaki as well. So
and make plays like this.
Yaki to the sky. Oh, he's having a great line of sight, but only 3 sticky.
Oh, what?
Oh my god. That sticky bomb was insane. He does eventually go down. A lot of damage got done there.
A lot of the Vancouver Titans. Now the Titans, they lead with the Coalescence to slap Bob and Gravitic Flux used by the Mayhem.
I mean, Wolf not healing his base tank. Oh, okay. Goes for an aggressive Coalescence. KSA's able to find the self-destruct kill on Fate here, but Karkar's out of the picture, so once more the Titans can't do too much to close the gap here. And I like the aggressive Coalescence, but you need a Treadlock to be your initiator there, and he was out of line of sight from Rolf. Unable to be kept alive, and the Florida Mayhem are going to be able to weather the storm here. The Vancouver Titans bring the cold from the north, but it's not enough to shake the foundations of the Mayhem, who stand tall and end up taking the victory here. Gangnam Jin is removed, but again, that's not really been an issue so far for the Mayhem. Bob thrown out now. BQB wants to press forward a little bit more in the sound barrier for the Titans. They realize they probably should commit as well. Kaka, though, is frozen solid and removed, and Rolf, if he has to part with the Coalescence here, that would be devastating. I think he's going to hold on to it here as the Titans realize if they don't get big kills early in the fight, they're not going to get them at all. In a long, drawn-out engagement, the Mayhem will always win. Rolf halted and he'll be removed on the payload now, and Florida, both of these teams, very different approaches to playing in this hero pool scenario this week, but Florida definitely have come up with at least a more elegant solution, Matthew. It's solid, it's consistent, and it puts them very much in the lead in the long fight and in the series. And that will be Route 66 going to the Florida Mayhem and the series.
Under a little bit of pressure, Mayhem decide to head on in. Sweep on the Fate as he was nanoed. Gets woken back up, takes down Lastro, and the Mayhem just stay out of line of sight, Jake, then head back in. QB and KSP, the Ash players. BQB was able to get down Dreamer. Fate finds KSP, and the Mayhem get out of spawn, and they stay alive for now. The Valiant, though, still pushing, still trying to get this into a drawable situation. But the Mayhem, they heal back up, and now they're good to go again. They're going to drop the EMP, and just on McGravy here.
McGravy doing a nice job actually tanking that ultimate. KSF coming back on the Soldier 76, and KSP and Bob still alive in the backline here. So this one, it's still under contest. Lastro desperately trying to charge that nano, and I think this actually might be going the way of the Valiant. No, BQB! A forever kill from the flank! Oh my
He's going
word.
for it! Oh. Yeah, that was part your fault. You're like, it might be winnable for the Valiant, and BQB says, what did he just say?
That's like the worst caster curse I have ever done by far. You see BQB smiling, laughing in the player cam. I mean, he just rolled up on the flank, dropped a quick triple kill, all headshots with the Mercy boost, and I mean, what an incredible play.
Was able to go off the nano, find Gargoyle, the Valiant up one, McGravy, low HP, healed back up, the Valiant still a full 6, and McGravy still living against the odds, and the Mayhem losing player after player as the Valiant have just about done it.
Yeah, McGravy, he's just still holding on to the self-destruct in reserve should there be any issues, and there it is, the full cap. It's not over yet for the Florida Mayhem, still possible with the massive time bank they have.
Full strength. They don't have to worry about the Winston. The EMP in from KSF. And once more, you look to KSP, who's back into the fight. Is there going to be a response? McGravy, teammates down. The front line for the Valiant is not in this fight anymore. And the Mayhem, they're just going to take it.
Oh, that was such a beautiful play by McGravy, making the D.Va work, eating the Onanade, getting that kill. But, you know, with Mercy online, it just doesn't happen. And this Jukes from Gone Jin, the slow crouch walk to the left. KSP dropped the law.
Many players low. KSP isn't going to be able to get away. BQB finds him. McGravy still in need of healing, going to get demeched. And now Dreamer up to him to make some space, but he gets BQB down in the back, and that could be enough.
I think Valiant have this. It's locked in at this point. You've got no heals left. Garnanjin doing his damnedest to survive in the corner. Dreamer isolates the Sombra, forces Yaki back.
The Mayhem running out of ways to stall the point, and Yaki touches it once. Is anyone else going to be able to come on in? BQB got picked, but it's not enough. They can't stand the point. And the Valiant not going down to a sweep.
Over to McCree, though. BQB just rolls out on the flank, and nobody's looking at him.
That's a good start. Just establish dominance on the McCree game. Punish the Valiant for being at spawn. But you know, I think the wisdom in this here for the Valiant is they might have expected to lose this fight here, Jake. But because they finished out the map to all of your points before, now they're just looking to drain the payload, where you can do this pretty effectively.
Might need a Cole, but the halt is just too much there. I don't think Cole would have made any difference at all. Lastro is going to commit. They need to pick up these backliners. Chris, Gangnam Jin, they have to stay alive.
I think Lastro's going to swap here. The Valiant are throwing the last little bit of ults that they have in on this fight. They know it's going against them, and I think there's a comp swap potential, although Dreamer swapped back to the Rhine, so we'll see. It's interesting to use a Cole there if they weren't planning on swapping. But the Mayhem, everyone's still warm and ready to go, and KSF falling early. The flux from Gargoyle, that's the flux we've been waiting for, Jake. You called for it earlier, and this time it came out.
Oh, BQB, what a shot on the rain. That was filthy, but KSP answers right back, so
either Widow getting a pickoff would be huge. And the rain down! That's a big one. The Valiant gonna be a whole lot less mobile now. And look to Yaki, the Blizzard still in reserve. BQB gets another! The Valiant starting to crumble. The payload moving forward. And now the Blizzard ably dropped just on the payload. Someone on the Valiant has to touch it, but it's Frosty indeed. KSP though, it's BQB. Surely he can't do this again, Jake. Even as the Valiant fall one by one. KSP, he's taking down Gargoyle. Matters into his own hands. And this is looking like we're heading into extra rounds.
Yeah, I'm not going to say it's over until the slow-mo screen, you know, ever again with KSP in the server, but still, that one was pretty unwinnable. That pick by BQB was absolutely massive, so he stepped up big time on the Widow duel. Mayhem, they want to just contest these tanks in the high ground. Look at this ice block from KSF. It's completely stifling them in the door, but I wonder whose way is this going to go? The cart is moving the whole time.
looking. KSF and KSP down. Gangnam Jin deals with KSP, gets rid of the threat, and the overtime ends here and now. That is a great defense for the Florida Mayhem.
It is a solid defense. I like.
This is exactly the beginning the Valiant wanted. Now the man, what's the response gonna be? KSP!
Oh.
One more time, takes down Gangnam Jin. The hero all series long, the flashbang over the top, and the Mayhem struggling to get out of spawn.
Oh no, this is exactly the nightmare scenario for the Florida Mayhem. They have one more chance here, but this is the hardest fight of them all. They're going up against Coalescence and Shatter, so Dreamer really going to be the one to lay this out. If shields break at any point, you are in real trouble. Cole comes out early. BKB's not even in the fight. Shatter finds one. It's enough though.
Enough to put Gangnam Jin out of the fight once more. KSP following through. Overtime ticking down. They're held at spawn. We go to map 5.
And KSP on the high ground. Oh, an early pick would be so devastating at this moment.
KSP. Oh, right there! Unbelievable! 77% for the Valiant, 0 for the Mayhem. The series on the line. Gangnam Jin, early nano, and KSP's down. They've dealt with the beast, Jake. He's out of the fight.
Yeah, and Rain was hacked as well while Valking, so couldn't get the res off, couldn't survive. And this is actually textbook Florida Mayhem. Even in the situation where it looks like they're about to get reverse swept, they have the composure to take that fight with a minimal ultimate commitment. So beautiful work by them, even when the series looks so dire and we're so focused on the momentum that the Valiant have. Florida Mayhem continue to play smart.
Valiant still in there, but KSF taking down BQB, coming alive. And the Mayhem, can this be happening, Jake? Can they avoid the grisly fate in front of them?
Looks like they're on their way at least to forcing a map 3, but not over just yet.
Start here for the Valiant, but Grave again over aggro. The punish off the nano from Fate. And now the Valiant, they're not gonna have time for a full reset. 92% for the Mayhem, and that could just be it. Round 3 in the works.
The Valiant, they came so close to winning this map, to solidifying the reverse sweep. It's not over yet, but this fight looks really desperate. McGravy hacked on the recontest as well. Bob just to hold down the point.
That's Primal.
Primal. Could he do it?
Has to be big. He was looking for the environmentals, perhaps. Had the bounce back. KSF out of the fight. BQB looking to be the rock the Mayhem needs. The bomb over the top from Gargoyle takes down KSP. And the pressure onto the Ash
McGravy, though.
Dreamer in the back. Another 2. The Valiant on the verge of flipping it. McGravy rolling around on the ball. The Valiant continue. They flip the point, and now it's the Mayhem in danger. Dreamer, Fate, both down. Winston's out of the fight, but the Valiant in control. Overtime in progress. McGravy with 2 in the back. The Valiant, they end it here and now. The reverse sweep is complete.
With BQB or Yaki, to be fair, getting damage boosted, it's going to be a good sign, but he ends up going down first with this nasty off angle from Kevster. However, BQB does end up taking him out, but with Big Goose and Space just lurking around, Kevster's going to get rezzed.
Yeah, really nice play from Kevster to find that initial pick, but he ends up going down again to BQB, who's just on a tear. Bear in mind, we haven't seen the Gladiators play so far in this meta. It's not over yet, but they're at a massive disadvantage.
Oh, what a disgusting. He catches both tanks too. Luckily, OG receives the nano boost, so he's going to be a little bit more hardy now. However, Bird Ring going down with Bob on the point. This is just a matter of time, it feels like now. Space ejected from the mech, instantly killed off, and OG goes down to Bob as well. This is going to be all over. Mayhem, they're going to be able to take Night Market. BQB ends up going down after getting a 4-man flash panic, and Big Goose finishes him off. Beautiful Flux though. Not really much you can do against the Flux in the control room, or in the server room even. Oh dear, this is going to be another fight 1 here from the Mayhem. Yaki has got this ult again, so they just once more want to set up with the Hulk into the Meteor Strike. Well, he's not even going to try to, in fact, he's just going to jump straight in.
This is such a difficult position for the Gladiators. Everybody's going to go so weak.
Oh, wait a second! They don't touch! Oh. Disaster has struck.
Disgusting.
Disgusting.
That's really, really fortunate for the Gladiators. I mean, as much as they threw away round 1, they have just been gifted round 2.
His position already. Oh, and Space has lost the mech already. Wow, that took
So
no time at all.
to play as the Diva here, though, because you are getting hacked and also laser beamed down from the sky. I mean, what does Space do against this comp coming out from the Florida Mayhem? There's no way that the Gladiators are going to be able to win because they can't slow down the game enough for Kevster to get any value.
But it's 20% before Gladiators can claim the map, and EMP's going to come out and rattle their brains. And look at this, 4 people hacked, Shaz and Big Goose go down. A self-destruct and the Primal Rage are going to do enough for the Florida Mayhem to find a semblance in this fight. They end up trying to capture the point, but OG comes back with the Primal Rage to try and stall out for some additional time.
OG's bought enough time for them to be able to go for one last recontest, perhaps. If anyone can touch, they'll still gonna have an EMP. This fight is still not quite over yet for the Gladiators.
That's a big EMP. 4 people, however, Gangnam Jim did nano BQB, so he didn't go instantly down. Big Goose in Space is dead. This surely should be it. There goes Birdring as well. Only the Wrecking Ball on the point. OG has done so much this map to try and keep this point in favor of the Gladiators, but it wasn't quite enough. The Florida Mayhem, after a very scrappy Night Gardens, managed to take the map and put themselves to the 1-0 up in the series so far.
Strategies you can use, especially for point A, because everything's so wide open. But Space was just way ahead of his team there. Sniper.
This is it.
Oh, BQB's already killed Space as well.
He didn't even need to EMP there. He hacked Mirror to make Mayhem, they could be able to recontest. They're going to have to rely on the CMP, though.
I think this would be a bad idea to recontest here, though, because all of their tanks are going to be pushing out into the double.
Recontest.
Yeah, it doesn't matter anymore. Doesn't matter anymore. Shaz died.
He missed the shot. Yeah, and EMP's going to come out, and in fact, I don't think they even need it. Mirror can't even use Immortality Field to save his tanks to the front line from going down. Space ends up falling over. Now Gladiators have 5 seconds remaining. Kevster falls, and they still have ults. They have the EMP. Yaki's not even been able to use it because this team is just winning the neutral. The Gladiators are going to get held on this first point. That's going to be it. Oh, look at that. An EMP and a Transcendence, but they didn't even need it at the end. Oh, disaster strikes.
Yeah,
oh,
that's such a disappointing performance for the Gladiators.
Perfect team fight for the Mayhem to start off with. They managed to pick the Zen as well.
This is going to come down to like the last 10 seconds, and it's still anyone's game.
Immortality Field just comes out in time, but Yaki now with the EMP. He's going to line us up. However, the EMP is going to come out, but gets met with an early Transcendence from Transcendence. This is absolutely huge. Shaz healing everybody up through the EMP. Space is still going to get discorded, though, and sent extremely low. They can still survive as long as Shaz stays alive. A Mirror on this off angle, doing his best DPS BAP impression, too. Space gets dragged back in and Fate finishes the kill. And now OG is the only surviving tank player that just needs to stay alive to find semblance on the point. BQB is going to make sure Birdring can't get near the payload as well. The final fight, OT was here, but Florida Mayhem make it work. 2-0 in the series now, as they managed to push the payload in just before that first point.
God, what a tense closing moment to that map. Birdring is going to get harassed pretty heavily by Yaki here, I think.
Yes.
But if he can hit shots, this should be good for the Gladiators.
Well, Shaz dying is not great.
Very bad.
I will say that. And they were able to set up in the small... Oh, and BQB escapes. He jumps up into the trees. And there's nothing much else you can really do. There's no healing for the Glads. And I would argue not using the block there. I mean, I guess you get a little bit of ult charge for it, for healing yourself. But you just delay the inevitable. But it doesn't really matter. And Birdring now jumping over to the Sombra instead. So, gonna destroy your entire team. Big Goose has to play extremely careful.
They have one team fight left, and it's this one, with all of their ults up.
Well, they're going to start out with a Cole at least. There's the EMP. It hits Shaz and Kevster. Luckily, the beat came out. Birdring didn't get the sound barrier, so he might be in trouble. Fate does get hacked, so he can't jump around anymore, but he's still creating a lot of space, being able to bash everybody away. The Blizzard is going to get used as well, but once again, this is creating space, but you can't see anything. Like, no one was caught there at all. And Fate and Gargoyle just leave. They just walk away.
3 pickings for BQB and Fate. That EMP, though, is lovely from Birdring.
Yeah, Hacks 3, Fate dead. Gargoyle and Gangnam Jin, they're okay for the time being. Gangnam Jin has got the nano boost, he can still nano Gargoyle, but they managed to get the res off! Are you kidding me? And now they kill Birdring too. This has got to be all over. Gladiators haven't got much left. Their supercharger went down, but instantly destroyed. At least they kill BQB off, but they still have to deal with Fate in the front line, who is just doing so much work. Kevster gets bionated. Gangnam Jim and Gargoyle are playing an off angle as well. And with this Primal Rage having to get dealt with, this Coalescence is getting absolutely nothing done. Shaz, unable to heal the rest of his team, now has to try and make his way back to Space, who has got the Flux, but The 2 ticks might be all that they are afforded. A beautiful sleep from Gangnam Jin as well. The Florida Mayhem still making sure they stick on the point. Space unable to get the flush off as well from a hack from Yaki, who is still staying alive, mind you.
Big Goose has used his sound barrier here as OG desperately trickles onto the point, but he's slept up towards the top. Big Goose hacked as well. They are managing to turn this a little bit,
but they can't. It goes through and Big Goose goes down. The Gladiators can't make it back.
Yeah, pretty good, and the Gladiators are holding on. Gangnam Jin has the nano though, and OG is weak. They're diving into the backline, and Big Goose just dies immediately.
Look at the ball in the corner! Oh, it's done. It is so finished. They were trapped on the miniature health pack. It was even hacked as well, but the healing wasn't enough. It's all over, Josh. It's done. Florida Mayhem with the nano boost into the backline is going to be it. Bob on the point. I mean, yeah, hacked and pushed off as well. Nice little bit of tech there to boop him off even further. The Florida Mayhem now only have to kill Big Goose. The EMP comes out, and there it is. Florida Mayhem 3-1 in the series. Birdring unfortunately not being able to carry the Gladiators. What a series to behold, though, I must say. This was a fun one.